Welcome to this session today. We have Sergi Baños, the CTO of Wefox, a digital insurance platform that connects distribution and production. It's one of the most successful unicorns in Europe, so I have the pleasure to have this conversation with Sergi today. So welcome.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Absolutely. So just to set the scene a little bit and then to get to know your trajectory a little bit in the company, I'd like to ask you about your 7 years of being in the company. I think you were one of the first employees as well. I'd like to understand that growth and how AWS played a role in that growth.
Good. So I joined in the company as the first employee, as you were mentioning. I joined when we were just 3 persons. So there, the only thing that we were doing is just releasing an MVP that enabled us to have a customer value proposition in the market. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, we started to see that the business model worked, that we got traction from our customers. So that's why we started to perform more and more and expand much more into the cloud, other services, even the insurance industry. It's completely different, the value proposition when we started 7 years ago than the one that we have today, for sure. So 7 years ago was this more naive approach of having a customer wallet. You can add your insurance policies and we're going to solve all your policies or insurance needs. This, we realized really quickly that if we wanted to disrupt the insurance industry, we had to become bigger. And this, introducing the second part of your question, where AWS help us, is in getting this big growth that we have been performing in the last 7 years. How? Mainly in providing more services to our customers rapidly, because we grew from nothing to what we are today, a $3.5 billion company, so it's not easy to do it in 7 years, and this will not be possible if we had to focus in a lot of already solved needs or problems that AWS provide to us.
Amazing growth. I have way too many questions, so I'll start with the first one. When scaling that journey, I'd like to understand you as a CTO, your key technical decisions and how you make those decisions as well.
So, on the last 7 years, we have transformed a lot the technical department. I will say that some of the key areas has been the organization of the technology department and how to enable the people in the technology department. So at Wefox, we have focused a lot on really providing the right technology to all the employees, developers, technology experts, and that they decide how to solve the problem with the right tooling. Here, for example, we took the decision between 2017 and 2018 where we're going to put all the AWS suite in the hands of the developers. And then, all of a sudden, all the tools, every single product that AWS was releasing, for us it was included automatically in the technology stack. No procurement process, not bottlenecks, not a decision gate from architecture or anything. A developer was able to really get the best tool and solve the right problem for the customer. This would make automatically that everybody was able to multiply by 10 the company growth. And this is the key success of Wefox. Of course, we continue doing it today in other areas, like we'll be more using artificial intelligence or AI with the already trained models of AWS, or if we need a bigger, more specific solution, then our engineers can do it on themselves.
Tell me more about that, especially about efficiency, because I'm sure many startups are interested in that. Right? I read when obviously researching and working with you with Wefox that 80% of the requests that you get, you solve them immediately. Right? So I'd like to understand how you're using technology to do that specifically.
We call it straight-through processing. So it's a ratio that we always check that how many business processes and interaction with the customer a person has to interact. As you were mentioned, the 80% we are able to handle it fully automatically. This for us, being already a cloud native, a company that already is in fully digital, this is what we speak about digitalization. And for us, digitalization is equal to automation. Insurance, it's a margin business model where depending on the margin that you have, you're going to be more or less successful. That's why the admin cost people working on a business process consecutively, for us it's a cost. It's something that we can automate.
Yeah.
And this is where our engineers have used, for example, OCR, object character recognition, to automatically be able to provide a quotation, a new price to brokers, advisors, or to affinity partners, just by providing the old policy or our offer of one of our competitors. This is a trained model on top of AKS, and in this use a Carpenter software developed by AWS, and this is mainly how we are capable to automate this and arrive to the 80% of straight-through processing.
Interesting. You just mentioned obviously developers many times, and they're the backbone of every single startup, right? So, especially in the context in which we are operating right now, and there's very competitive market for talent, right? I'm curious to hear how you keep your developers hungry, right, for the things that you do. I'm sure the vision that you have is very compelling, but how do you do that as a CTO yourself?
That's a really good question, because our approach is challenging a little bit the approach of other startups. First of all, we don't want to enter in the game of paying more. Because this is a short-term action for incentivization, but doesn't mean that you're going to keep your employees, your developers loyal. There is a really big fight out there about for talent, so we focus a lot on retention. We make sure that if you join Wefox, you stay at Wefox and you stay loyal. Why? It's because you are not only going to be developing your career, you're going to be developing the career of other people around. That's why we have the mentorship program, we have the Women in Tech program that really help young talent or inexperienced talent that come from other industries that they have seen that through the COVID and the recent years they cannot work in their job anymore and they are refactoring themselves. So we pay the bootcamp, we pay the talent, and we put them together with a mentor, a really senior person during 1 year. This year it's for them to learn, to grow, to maximize the output. It's a key talent retention policy, because you stay in a company for the relationships that you build. You don't stay for the salary. And even more in the market that we are today, where you can grow your offer every second month by receiving offers.
Absolutely. People, and people. I really like that point. And also the point before about scaling, right? I have way too many questions for you, but I'm going to close with one. And it's a broad one, right? About the future and what the future actually brings to you in the next 5 years. What's your vision? And what do you want to take Wefox to?
So Wefox is going to be focusing on the next 5 years on changing the user experience on insurance, like we have been doing, but with an integrative approach. This means that this insurance should be where the customer wants to be. It should be in the affinity, in the car dealer, in the OEM, should be in the affinity store, like could be electronic store, or wherever it should be. Wefox will be the backbone platform that is gonna create all these services and gonna enable these partners to give the insurance services to the end customer. But as well, we see that the technology rapidly it's changing, it's growing, and we see, for example, how technologies like blockchain or AI are going to be key game changers for impacting to the customer. And this is where Wefox is. It's like investigating, dedicating resources, dedicating this talent and training the talent on these technologies just to make sure that we can really arrive to this future that we want.
Big, bold vision. So we'll follow Wefox very closely. Thank you very much, Sergi.
Thank you very much.